Hello everybody. So this video we're going to be going through the pre-constructed Witches deck. So the Witches focus on dealing direct damage to the enemy core. So they do cost a little bit more to get into play because of that ability. They also don't have as much HP as most units because of how powerful their abilities are meant to be. So scan that takes you to the YouTube channel. Quick one, the Witches are sly, cunning and downright sneaky. These units have a chance to deal damage directly to the enemy cores without the need of taking care of any defensive units. Make sure that you play them carefully. Due to this great skill, the Witches have lower than average attack and health statistics, so be sure to read every rule carefully and plan some response cards in advance. Thank you for supporting HTCG creators. Right, give me 1 minute while I go through the deck. Alright, so this is the core for the Witches, Core of Darkness. Once you have dealt at least 4 damage to the enemy core, once per game look at the top 5 cards of your deck and put them back in any order. Now, flicking through this deck a minute ago, there's a lot less there's more variance in cards in this pack compared to what was in the Knights pre-constructed deck, so there'll be less duplicates in this one. So that's the core. We're going to go through our rare cards first. Black Caped Loyalist is a 5/5 unit, needs 2 to hit. Once per turn you may discard a card from your hand. If you do, this unit gains 2 attack for the rest of the turn. You can also use this ability if this unit counter attacks. So yeah, let's say an enemy unit misses or doesn't deal 5 damage to this unit. This unit can counter attack. And if so, you can discard a card from your hand to make this 7. Fogwatch Seer, another assault unit. Oh, sorry, it's meant to be a reinforced unit. I need to edit that on the site. The reinforced unit can attack the enemy core directly. So reinforced units go underneath the assault unit. So that would be the reinforced unit. I'm going to have to sort that one out in a minute on the Game Crafter. Another assault unit, Loyal Ember Witch. Once per turn you may discard a card off the top of your deck. If you do, deal 1 damage to the enemy core directly. So it's completely random what card you're going to pull, but you can deal, that's basically the theme of the Witches, to deal damage directly. Then, moving on to our commons and uncommon assault units, we have got Demonic Wisp. If you already have a Witch, Mage or Demon unit in play, reduce this to 1 cost. We've got 3 copies of that. 2 copies of Bog Dwelling Witch. If this unit rolls a 6 in battle, you may cancel the attack and deal 1 damage directly to the enemy core. So again, that's in theme with the Witch theme archetype. 2 copies of Sinister Witch. 2/3 unit. When this unit attacks, you may discard a card. If you do, this unit can attack the enemy core directly. 1 copy of Diabolical Witch. When this unit attacks, if the enemy unit is a human, then this unit gains 1 attack for the turn. 2 copies of Hapless Witch. This unit can attack the enemy core directly. Obviously it's a free cost and it's got lower stats, but because of its ability it makes it quite powerful for a common. 2 copies of Lookout Seer. It's a reinforced unit. Whenever one of your units deals damage to the enemy core, you may draw a card. Again, fits the theme. Onto our actions and battle cards. Mahogany Broomstick. Any one of your units in play can attack the enemy core directly this turn. Really good as a win condition. 2 copies. And 2 copies of Ember Witch's Hat. Any 1 Witch or Mage unit you have in play gains 2 attack for the turn. If this unit dies before the end of the turn, deal 1 damage to the enemy core. 1 copy of Protection of Belgu. Counter the enemy action and battle response card. Roll a die. If evens, end the turn. 2 copies of Black Cat. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put it into your hand, and then place the rest on the bottom of your deck. 2 copies of Magic Ball. Counter the enemy action or battle card, it has no effect. 2 copies of Siphon Core, deal 1 damage to the enemy core and then recover 1 HP to your core. Then moving on to our defensives, you've got 2 copies of Witcher Flames. Whenever this unit survives being attacked, roll a die. Deal damage to the unit that attacked this unit equal to the number it rolled on the die. And finally, our big defensive unit, so this is an assault unit, sorry, Midnight Horror, so it's a 9/10 beast. This unit can also be used as a defensive, if you wanted to, so you can place it in the assault or the defensive slot. You may discard any number of cards when playing this card. If you do, reduce this play cost by 1 for each card discarded. So that's a good way of getting a big massive unit out, with the option of being an assault or a defensive unit. So this deck contains many less defensive units compared to the Knights archetype deck. You've only really got 3 defensives in the deck, so you need to play pretty quickly to deal with your opponents. But with the amount of abilities, what you get on your rare cards, you can obviously tell that the theme of the Witches is to deal damage directly to the enemy core. Anyway guys, that is the Witch archetype pre-constructed deck. Let me know what you think, and be sure to have a check of it on the Game Crafter. Thank you very much. See you next time.